Record. Hey, everybody. Welcome to our Monday night team call. My name is Joshua. This is Caleb and Lisa down there on the left. Oh, I guess it's different on your screen. Hope everybody's having a great day, had a great weekend. And we are going to jump right into our training for this evening. What we said a few months ago was that we're going to get back to basics and keep doing the same stuff over and over and over again, because that's really important to master the fundamentals, and then all the other stuff we can dive into, but really the basics. How do we duplicate what we're doing? How do we show people what we know? How do we leverage the income? It comes down to a few basic things. One of those things is our mechanism to invite, the ability to invite. And some of the things that we say, some of the things that we say and our words that we use will either pull people in and create that curiosity, which we all want. And some of the words or things that we say can and will push people away. And that's not our intent, right? We want to show them how powerful this is. So thinking about our language is very important. I am constantly stopping myself and trying to rephrase it in my brain. So, you get excited and you want people to see what this is. And if we just remember that people come to the table with a variety of backgrounds. So some people have been exposed before. Some people who have a friend or family member who was burned. Some people have never heard of it. And so when you present whatever you're going to present, we want to pull them in and be able to address those objections if they were burned. You hear the instant, maybe some negativity or their hands go up. Obviously there's a story there. So we want to be open about that. So today and tonight, we're going to talk about inviting prospects. And let's move this over here. I'm just going to turn this so I gotta read this. So let's dive right into this. The inviting skill, as Eric Worre talks about, it's a must for our business. We have to master a few things. It doesn't mean you have to master it right away, but over time, there's certain things we want to get good at. And one of those things is inviting. It's a gateway skill. And it is a fundamental in this business. For those of you that have read GoPro, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You've seen this before. For those of you that haven't, or maybe you've read it once or twice, I encourage you to repeat that, because you'll pick things up every single time you listen to it. An inviting skill or inviting skills, they're all learnable. So you don't have to be a professional on here. But if we don't master a few of these fundamentals inside inviting, it's going to be very difficult to run this business. So the first concept here is the mindset is of building relationships and creating friendships and being really interested in helping your person and your prospect. We're not here to just sell a product. We're here to build that bridge, create that relationship. And so you'll hear people say frequently that, when you enroll with us, that's when our relationship begins. We're not just selling you this widget and see you later. We want them to be successful. We actually want to encourage them to dive into this and be open to the opportunity. So you'll hear, I've been saying a lot lately, you hear other people saying, stop talking about products, talk about systems, but even better than that, when you're comfortable, if you're open to it, start talking about the opportunity, right? That's the big picture, changing lives. So it's okay to be a cleanse coach. It's okay to help people get healthy. That's what the core of this really is we have the most amazing products. But go a step further, and we have the most amazing opportunity. So our goal here is really to educate, inspire, and create that relationship through that vehicle, basically. So here's the process. We want to build a bridge of trust. We want to build a bridge of trust. First, it's the connection, then it's the trust, and then it's the transfer of belief. A lot of times, people start presenting before they get to know someone. You start presenting an opportunity or a widget or a product before they even build that bridge. And we know one of the basis of helping people and people jumping into any opportunity is that trust. People want to do business with those that they know, like, and trust. And that's very true. So we're not being sharks. We're not trying to pull one over and just make a sale. We want to be a friend. And we always, you hear this over and over again. If that's really not you, then this isn't the right vehicle. But all of you are on here are like that. And the majority of the company is that who is one that genuinely cares. So build that bridge by being genuine. Don't jump on people. And then once that bridge is built, then the belief comes. All right. Professionals don't pitch. We're sharing, we're inspiring, we're educating. So just know that's what we're doing. We want to become professionals of network marketing, professionals of this opportunity. And obviously, if you can get face-to-face with people, that's pretty powerful. And, you know, a lot of you on here have businesses in other states and other countries. You know, Zoom is perfect for that. FaceTime is perfect for that. Of course, if you can go belly to belly, but it's not an efficient way to build this business. Although some people only do belly to belly, and that's great too. But I like seeing people, and so they can see you, they can feel that energy, and they can hear you. So into inviting, that was a little preface. Into inviting, you're only inviting to one of two things. There's only two possible things that you can invite to. Number one, an event or a tool. That's it. You're only inviting to an event or a tool. Move my screen over here so I can see some of you. There we go. So number one, events. By far, they are the most effective ways to enroll somebody. You bring someone to an event, to a Super Saturday, a home meeting, a celebration, an NYKO, a UIA, chances are very good, not perfect, but very good that they're going to enroll, right? There's physical interaction. There's that social proof, that trust that it's not only Lori saying this, it's not only Josh saying this, it's all these other people saying the same thing. There's people, there's other school teachers, there's other doctors, there's other mechanics, there's other, you know, any profession that's in that room. And so people really start to identify that, wow, I can actually do this too. There's excitement, there's urgency. So those are the upsides of events. The downsides, okay? The downside is that it's difficult to get people there. Would you all agree by show of hands? It's not easy to get people there, right? We can do it, but it's not easy to do so. People don't show up, you know, the babysitter didn't come, my husband wanted to take me out, whatever it is, it's hard to get people there. So when you do, it's a good thing. There's one thing that knocks people out of network marketing. It really gives you that punch right in the gut, is when you invite someone, you think they're coming, they don't show up, right? We've all had that. We'll continue to have it. It's part of the process. But that takes more people out of network marketing than anything else. It's when you think that you've failed because someone is not holding you in that high regards anymore. They think that, oh, I can't believe he's doing that. And they don't show up and you feel like an idiot, like maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And that's simply not true. They don't show up for their own reason, but we end up taking it personal. So I want to tell you, don't take it personal, because it happens to everybody. It happens to Susan Sly, happens to Jimmy Smith. It happens to everybody in this game. And that's just the way it is, right? We want to prepare people for the no's. We want to go for the no's. That's what we do. Because the more people that say no, guess what always happens? More people end up saying yes too. So understand that. Those no-shows, they're knockouts. Tell your people to expect it, and we still get it and welcome it. Those are events. Let's get right into the tools. So we only invite to two things, either events or tools. So here are the tools. What's a tool? What's a tool? A tool is a CD. It's a link. It's a magazine. It's a website. It's a presentation. It's a product sample. It is anything but you. It's anything that educates, okay? And tools are so incredibly powerful because they're third party. You'll hear us talk about this a lot. They're third party. What's third party? What's first party? I'll tell you in a second. Third party is the fundamental skill that Worry will tell you you have to get used to. You have to get comfortable with sharing third party. Those of you that do coaching calls, you'll know this right away. When your person calls you up, no one's coming, no one's enrolling, I can't get them back on the phone. Chances are you're trying to expose people first party, which means you. The definition of first party is you. Definition of first party is me. Okay? So third party is where we want to be. Third party is a fundamental skill we got to learn. And if we don't learn this, we're always going to have problems. If you do learn it, it becomes fun. And you're okay with no's if you're doing it third party. No's hurt if you're doing this first party. So first party is you. First party sounds like, let me tell you about my product. Let me tell you about my opportunity. Let me tell you about my amazing leadership group. Let me tell you what's going on in my business, my support, my. That's me. So when people say no, they're going to say no to me, and that's going to hurt. Okay? What's the problem with that? People know I'm not an expert in all those things, right? Especially people that you grew up with, people that know you. They remember when you were picking your nose and farting around, and all of a sudden you're an expert in nutrition, you're an expert in wealth management. Like, come on, right? The beautiful thing is we don't have to be experts in that. We have an amazing company that provides the expertise for us. We just have to know how to share it in an expert way, in a professional way. So if you don't do that, if it's Josh saying all these things, you'll get the cynicism. You'll get, why is that popping up? You'll get all the people, the naysay that it's difficult for people to take you seriously. The only people, here's one exception. The only people you can have that first party conversation with are people that, why does this keep popping up? Try tonight. Sorry, I'm just going to move this message. It keeps popping. The only people you can expose people first party are people that you have influence over. So your best friend's little brother who's always looked up to you, you can say, Johnny, get your butt on my couch at 6 o'clock tonight. You're going to enroll in this thing and we're going to do this. I'm going to show you later, right? Those are people that will listen to you no matter what. That's first party, but it only happens less than 10% of the time. So if you're trying to talk to your friends or your list, you're going to fall hard. And that's the fall. Those are the falls you don't want to take, because then you end up being the parent on the other side of the street. All the parents on the other side of the street with their kids, and they don't want to come near you because they think you're going to try to sell them. We all know those people, and it doesn't have to be like that. This can be fun. This business can be fun. If you're exposing people the right way, they'll take you more serious, and it's okay for them to say no. First party is also non-duplicatable, right? Carter can be first party with someone who's influence over, but that person is now going to try to expose all his people the way Carter exposed him. So he's going to struggle unless you explain this to him, right? We want to expose people third party. So the third party definition, here's the third party definition. And by the way, I'm glad, I love seeing you guys take notes. Definitely take notes. But no, if you miss one or two things, this document is in our file cabinet also. I posted it a while ago. Still take notes because you'll learn that way. But it's there because I'm going to keep going. So third party is anything but you. Anything but you. Again, it's that website. It's a link. It's a brochure. It's a three-way call. You guys, those three-way calls, it's the most underutilized tool that we have. And the three-way call has the most power next to events for enrolling people because it's someone other than me saying the same thing. Okay, and if you're not sure how to do a three-way call, there's a document in there that shows you how to actually set up a three-way call, or get with your sponsor or someone on here will help. So our job, our only job, I'm going to make it so much easier for a lot of you, a lot of us. Our only job is to connect prospects with third-party validation, third party. I want to connect Kevin with a tool. I want to connect Caleb with a third party, my upline, a mentor of mine. I want to connect Amber with a story of someone that I think is like her that she might jive with. That's it. Third party is the fact giver. Don't be the fact giver. And it's the hardest thing for a lot of us. It was very hard for me to realize that because I thought I had to know everything. And you don't want to know everything. It's good to know about the business, but you don't want to regurgitate all that. It's non-duplicatable and doesn't serve. And you'll spend hours trying to teach something that a 3-minute link can teach someone. It's the jive, it's the concept that they want from that link. So here's the rule, simple rule. If your lips are moving, you need to be pointing, reading, introducing, or telling a story. I'm going to say that again. If your lips are moving, you need to be reading, pointing, introducing, or telling a story. That's third party. That means you are a professional in this business. You're not trying to get people and explain something in between your biceps and your squats in the gym. You always set an appointment, right? They'll hold you in a higher regard that you're taking this seriously and you're not trying to on a whim. Now listen, there's many ways to build this business. If you can do that and enroll people, I'm not saying don't. It's just much more difficult and it's not for the average person. So don't ever give facts. Ever, ever, ever let the third party do that. When people ask you a question, Lori, what is this? Lori's pointing, reading, or telling a story. She's not explaining. And if you ask the top income earners in this business, right, what's the product? Dave, what's the product? They point to a link. When's the convention? They point to a website. Check it out. Here's the link, right? You always hear people saying, Google it. Everything's on Google. You want to know something? Google it. Google events isogenics. Google before and after isogenics. Anything you want. Enrollment form. Where's the enrollment form? Google it. And you do this with your new people so they know that they can help their new people find that enrollment form. If they can't find it in isogenicsbusiness.com where it's at. Google Isogenics enrollment form, right? So it's empowering people to use the tools so you don't have to explain everything. If you use first party, your chances of success fall by 90%. Okay, so that's a clue. Use third party. Third party also levels the playing field, right? So think about it. Yeah, third party is critical because you can talk to anyone. If I am not a school teacher and I'm talking to a school teacher, can I point to a story and show them the story of Jenny, the school teacher? Yes. I can expose anybody to anything. To an accountant, right? Someone's an accountant. I could expose, Mike Lance or anybody else who's an accountant. So moving on. Here's the formula for financial independence in network marketing. The formula for financial independence in network marketing. So if you want to be free, if you want your business to take off, this is the formula. Ready? Here it goes for financial independence. Your ability to get a large group of people to do a few simple things consistently over an extended period of time. I'll say it again. Your ability to get a large group of people to do a few simple things consistently over an extended period of time. That's why Isogenics is, I think, one of the most amazing platform opportunities, creations ever, because the average person can make a lot of money in a relatively short period of time if they plug into the tools, period. Everybody, regardless of background, regardless of education, career, if we plug in. We go to work to make it complicated. I know I've done that. I've gone to work to lay my own tracks down and make this so much more difficult when the people that we want to emulate have done it for us. So your ability to get a large group of people to do a few simple things consistently over an extended period of time. I'm going to pass this. All right, let's go right to the invitation because we want to keep it tight tonight. So here's the invitation. How do we make the invitation? The three approaches. We have the direct, we have the indirect. Where's my finger? There we go. Direct, indirect, and the super indirect approaches. Those three things. This is how you're going to expose people. This is how you're going to run your business. The direct, indirect, super indirect. So the direct approach, again, when people look up to you, your inner circle, these people do anything you tell them to do. Great, awesome. But that's only 10% or less than 10% of the time. Bobby, when you told me you were sick and tired of your job, are you serious or just joking around? Bobby says, I'm serious. Great, get your butt over here. We're doing this thing. Okay. I have a lot of verbiage on that. I just want to get through this. Yeah, those phrases. Bobby, when you told me XYZ, we hear that a lot. Were you serious or were you joking around? When you say that, there's a lot of psychology behind that. They think, wait a second, why is he asking me that in that way? Does he have something for me? It's building that curiosity. Here's another good one when you're speaking to people. Linda, when I thought of people that would do very well in this business, that would and again, take this with a grain of salt where it goes in your conversation. I'm not saying call someone up and just say this, but Linda, when I thought of people who'd be really good at what I do, I thought about you. You immediately popped into my mind. Always throw a compliment. Linda, you're really good with XYZ, right? Let me ask you a question off the record, Linda, off the record. That's a great phrase to disarm people, right? Off the record. Don't ask me why, it just does. Let me ask you a question, Linda, off the record. If I could show you a way to lose that 15 pounds, make a few, $250 extra a week, whatever they told you when you're caking them, if I could show you a way, Linda, to do that, would you be open to learning about this? Period. That's it. That's the invitation. It's not difficult. We used to make it so difficult. I used to think, oh my gosh, what am I going to say? Isogenics, how am I going to say this? How am I going to get this guy to want to know what I'm doing? It's crazy. So it doesn't always come up. You may talk to someone, you may have one or two conversations and it doesn't come up. And that's good. It's appropriate. It'll come up when it comes up, right? Carter's nodding his head, right? It just does. It pops up whenever it does. And you can be focused. Your intent for this conversation, I've talked to Crystal a couple times. We've been shooting the breeze. And you know what? She's working 3 jobs. She flies all around the country. She hates it. She never sees her kids. Crystal, every time I talk to you, you're sick and tired of being away from your kids. Off the record, if I could show you how to stay home and keep that income coming into your house, would you be open to learning more? That's it. Done. If she's not open, fine. Most people are going to be open. Most people want to be open. So I'm not going to stay here too much. Let's go right to the indirect approach. Indirect approach is number 2. It's asking for help. It's asking for guidance, support, wisdom. And it's easier for most people because, their guard's down a little bit. You're not really jumping on them. Okay. It's non-threatening. So it sounds like this. And again, take this with a grain of salt, change your wording. If you don't like saying I've started a new business, don't say that. I don't love saying that. Other people it's very successful for. So this is just the sentence. Linda, I just started a new business and I'm scared to death. Before I get going, I would love some help and someone to practice on. Would you mind if I practice on you? How disarming is that? How great is that for someone that you're scared to talk to or scared to show the opportunity to? It's awesome. Or people that have said no to you in the past. Linda, I know this isn't for you. You've clearly told me you don't want to be healthy. You've told me you don't care about money, that money grows on trees in your backyard. I get it. Will you let me practice on you? Right? And indirectly, you're going to enroll people by doing that. The people that you say it's not for, or the people, your friends that you want to practice on, some of those people, believe it or not, are going to come on board down the road, and some right away, actually, because it's all timing. They said no to you a year ago, not because of you, because the timing wasn't right most of the time. So, Linda, I found a business I'm super excited about. But what do I know? You're the expert. I would love some feedback. Can I show you what I'm doing? Can I show you some of the marketing that we use? And I'd love your feedback. You've just exposed someone now to the business when they say, yes, they're going to help you. See how simple that is? So it doesn't have to torment you. It doesn't have to, you don't have to keep people on your chicken list that you don't want to talk to because you don't know how to approach them, right? Everybody good? I want to see everybody for a second. Raise your hand if this is pretty cool, right? Pretty freeing? Yeah, it's not, right? It's not, we're not asking them for anything but just to listen. Listen to me for a second. What's that? I can't hear you. So funny. All right. So number 3, we got the direct, the indirect, and here's the super indirect approach. This is for who wants, let me look at everybody on here, and I can only see my first window. Who wants highly influential people in their business? Who wants network marketers in their business? Who wants people who have hundreds of thousands of people in their network?
Yeah.
Right? And who might be scared to talk to them? I'll be honest. Let's all be honest here. There's some people that, you don't want to be judged, right? You don't want them to, someone that you've looked up to for a long time, judging you. But it's freeing when you actually start to talk to them and not care what they say. And this is how we do it. So the super indirect approach is for someone on your chicken list. These people might have an ego. These people can't hear any other approach because they know everything. They might be successful financially, right? But we know what that means. A lot of people that say they're financially successful a lot of them are miserable. Not all of them. Some of them are unhappy. A lot of them, most of them don't have free time. I'll tell you that. So it runs the gamut. But, Jenny, this business clearly isn't for you. But I want to ask you a favor. Who do you know that's ambitious? Jenny, who do you know that's money motivated, that might be excited of adding an additional cash flow to their lives, maybe interested in adding residual income to their lives? Those are the people I'm looking for. Who do you know that might have hit a wall in their business and maybe looking for a way to diversify their income? Jenny, those are the people I look for. I would love an opportunity to get in front of them. Can you help expose me to those people? Can you introduce me to some of those people? I asked if I have a relationship with this person, it'd be very odd that they'd say no to that. They could, especially if they don't know what it is. So then I'm going to share with them. If they say, yeah, Josh, but is it one of those things? Awesome. I'm glad you mentioned that. Do you have a few minutes to sit down? I'd love to show you what I'm doing. And then you can decide if you want to introduce me to your network. Right? Is that not simple? It's super simple because I'm not asking Jenny for anything other than a referral. I'm not trying to get her. We got to get that out of our minds. And so for that, you'll start to go through your chicken list, and I'll tell you, you're like, this is nothing. I'm actually going to ask some of these people to jump on board with me. That's what starts to happen. Because once you do something, remember so we were at our friend's house this weekend, and Josie went up on the zip line by herself, and we harnessed her in and put her up, and it's intimidating. You got to walk up onto this platform up in a tree, and it's this long, I don't even know how high it is. It's a long,
10 feet.
10 feet, and Josie's 5 years old, and she gets up there and she said, no, Daddy, I want to come down. I said, are you sure you want to come down? Because she really wanted to go. She said, yes. We start going back down. I said, Josie, I'm going to run with you. Anyways, the point is, she did it once. She wouldn't stop all weekend. She did it one time, right? It's us jumping off that cliff into that awesome quarry that we dive into. It's us climbing up the mountain for the first time. It's making that first exposure. It's that first terrifying phone call. But once you do it, how good does it feel? It's like, I didn't die. My heart's still beating, right? I'm still here, right? Pinch me. So once we know we're going to make it through, it becomes fun. And that's why, attacking our chicken list, I've been doing that. And now I don't even call it a chicken list anymore. I don't care what people say. I just want to show them what I'm doing. It's not up to me to convince them. It's up to them. My job is to expose them. So how are we doing on time? We got 4 minutes left. So I had this other part about 4 steps to a professional invitation. Now let's skip that. Let's keep this tight and open this up for some questions and comments, because we'll go way over if I do that. So everybody, you can unmute yourselves. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about anything. I know I was on the phone with a few people today that had some good questions and things we were going through in their business. If you're new on here, this is our business call. We're not talking about products or ingredients. This is the business. This is helping you. It's helping us. It's helping everybody share this opportunity in a duplicatable way. It's overcoming obstacles that we have. Anything you want to talk about regarding the business, let's throw it out there if you have any questions or comments about anything with the business. And just unmute yourself, and if you want to raise your hand or just start talking, that's fine. This is your weekly call. Anybody?
I want to quickly give Jennifer Gebby a shout out for hitting her 1K plus per year annual income, getting on the big stage at Celebration. Congratulations.
Woo! Awesome. Congratulations, Jen. So great. Anybody see our live today that Jen and I did at 12:30? Awesome. Jen, you're awesome. You're so powerful. You got to keep telling your story. Really. So good. Are we finding these lives that we're doing now, that Lisa and I are doing, helpful? Better than the phone calls? Yeah, I think so too. And people like to see what's going on. And plus we can do that and unleash you. So every day at 12:30, they're going to be in Limitless for the appropriate topics, and then in Unleash You for the appropriate prospecting topics. Anybody have any comments? Jody.
So I wanted to bring attention to something Eliza had put in the chat, that fear and excitement feel the same. And in reality, fear and excitement are the same chemically in your body. And so if you're afraid of doing something, it's in your head, and literally change it to, I'm excited to do this, I'm excited to do this. And I promise you, if you haven't done it yet, when you do it, even if you fall flat on your face, you're going to feel amazing. So that, it's totally worth doing. I got hung up on today. I was talking about the business. I started to share my story, and the guy hung up on me, and I was like, okay, whatever. I guess it's not for you.
Yes.
But I wouldn't, if that was 6 or 8 months ago, I probably would have really been bothered by it. And I literally sent him a text, and I was like, I guess we got disconnected. Let me know if you still want more info. Like, whatever, dude, it's not for you. That's cool. But I've gotten to that point because of just doing it enough. So you can change fear into excitement just by simply telling yourself you're excited versus being afraid.
I love that. Guys. Thank you. Perfect. Who else? Anything? Anybody struggling with anything?
I'll say something.
What's that?
I'll say something. Something I did today was I was talking to a kid on Instagram. And something cool with Instagram. I wasn't talking to him. I was on the phone, but I had him go on Instagram, and I shared. I was talking about the lifestyle and financial freedom and what this can really do. And I shared with him Morgan Nelson's Instagram page, so he could just go through his direct messages and look at his page, which is another, I guess, three-way, a branch of a three-way call where they can see somebody else's lifestyle. And I mean, his Instagram is awesome. So if you have somebody whose Instagram that would really resonate with somebody, you can also do that.
Yeah, third party. Absolutely. Nice. Anything else? Any other comments? No struggles? Everybody's got this down? Because I don't. I'm still figuring it out. Someone asked me, what do you say every time you get on the phone? Does anybody know the one thing that you say every single time?
Hi.
Yeah, hi, to Wendy wave. Yeah, that's it. There is nothing that's said every time. It changes every time. There's no script. You're just hanging out. You're just getting to know somebody. It's like, what are you going to say to your friend who wants to play golf next Tuesday? I don't know. It's like, how could you figure out that conversation? You just get to know people. You ask them about their family. You ask them what they're doing. And if there's a topic that comes up, I was talking to someone in the gym. She wants to go to school to be an ultrasound tech. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's awesome. How long is school for that? That's 2 years. I think she said 2 or 3 years. 2 or 3 years. I said, great. How long have you wanted to do that? I asked her what she's going to do with her kids when she's in school, and she was struggling with that a little bit. I asked her what her other hobbies were. She's always wanted to be a dietitian. I'm like, funny, you should say that. And so we started talking. I started telling her what we do with our company. So we have a call set up. I mean, it's just talking, and it might not come up, but you do revisit them. And you intentionally, if it doesn't come up, you get back with them. Hey, how was your track meet last week? I was thinking about you. Whatever it is. It can be fun if we don't put so much pressure on ourselves. The only thing that stinks is when we don't talk to people. We don't tell people what we do. And then 3 months later, that person is in Carter's business, and it could have been my business, or it's in, Kayla's business, and it was someone that I was going to talk to, or, and that happens a lot. Or they end up in another company because they were looking for another company, which happens all the time. They were looking for a home, and I didn't open my mouth up, and now this person is. So that's really what this is. We just want to share with people the right way without seeming desperate. Carter.
Well, I saw Eliza and Jason. Go ahead and take them first.
Oh, go ahead, guys. Oh, he's what a stand-up guy Carter is.
Carter, I just have a question, I guess, and this is like a coaching question, right? So something that I definitely did in the beginning that's not duplicatable is I answered everybody's questions that are already in my organization. So if a promotion came up, or how to check something in the back office, or strategy, all that stuff. And now that I know better, those people still are asking me those same questions. And I feel like, how do I approach that and be like, I'm not going to give you those answers anymore without feeling like a jerk?
Good question. I don't want to answer it on purpose. I'm going to let someone else answer that. What do you think she should do? How is she going to now teach them how to do this for them and for their people?
Guys, this is Jen in my car with the air conditioning and children, so hopefully they'll be quiet. But, directing people to tools and whatever they may be, whether it's isoproduct.com or, hey, you can Google isogenics and blah, blah, blah and find that information. I would guess, Eliza, that you probably do that a lot. But,
do, Jen, but
just kind of sharing with them where to find the info.
It's that personal connection that, then I feel like it's so like,
It's the most, I did what you did. I did that. And so when someone asks me that, that's what I do. I'll send them a link. Great. Here's the link. Here's the website. I actually tell them, go to icestrengthshealth.net and type in sugar, type in protein, and you can find the answers. If you're still having trouble, then reach out to me. But they'll start to do it. Promise you, if you just do that. You're not a jerk by doing that at all. You're just saying, look, here's the website. Because if you don't do that, they're going to knock on your door for every little thing constantly.
I can add to that too.
Coach them to use page.
Because I'm the queen of giving all the information instead of pointing them. Very easily solved with, listen, I'm gonna show you where to find this rather than give it to you, so that you can then in turn show anybody that asks you.
And
I can totally tell you.
Other people are going to have that question too.
How to find it.
If one person's reaching out to Eliza, there's probably 20 other people on the team that have that same question. So you can always lead them somewhere on the page and say, hey, ask this question in Team Limitless, because I bet 15 other people have the question and 15 other people have 15 different answers that could help you. So you not just show the tools, use our tool to help build the rest of the team too.
Perfect.
Great point.
Yes. Does everybody know and again, listen, this is our call. Don't be afraid to ask any question. No one, there's people on here that will learn from everything. Okay, so there's no stupid question. Does everybody know the difference between connecting and an exposure, or an exposure versus a presentation? Presentations and exposures are the same thing. If you're showing, Lisa, did I freeze up? Everybody's frozen on my computer. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Guys, can you hear me? There we go. We back? All right, we were frozen for a second. So an exposure or a presentation shows someone your business. Caking them, asking them questions is not an exposure. It's not a presentation. And what does that say, Kevin? What does that say? Type it in the chat, Kevin. We can't see that. I think my phone. Will you shut my? Actually, I'm gonna go. Hold on. I'm gonna shut my phone up. I think the wireless thing is.
Excuse the short intermission while we attend to some technical difficulties.
Will you shut your phone, your Wi-Fi off on your phone? A connection or caking is not a presentation. I'm going to post a video that we've that we've used in a couple other groups. I'm going to post it in Team Limitless, and it's about the things that we really need to focus on. It's actually about two things. If you want to build your business faster than anything that you've ever done, you want to focus on two categories: exposures and follow-ups, period. Pouring love is not an income-producing activity. Prospecting is not, believe it or not. Is it needed? Absolutely. We've got to prospect. Absolutely, you got to pour love. Absolutely, you've got to connect with people. Yes, and you have categories that you're going to, for those of you that are tracking your numbers. But the two most important numbers that should be done first are how many people am I going to expose today? So we use 3 by 3, and I'm not going to go over the numbers right now, but if you do 3 exposures a day, 5 or 6 days a week, and do 3 follow-ups a day, 5 or 6 days a week, your business will take off if you're doing those. So that's why I want people to understand an exposure and a presentation is showing. I'm showing Carter. I've already talked to him. I know what his pain is. I know what he wants in life. I know what his passion is. And I said, Carter, if I could show you a way to XYZ, would you be open? He says, yes. Now I send them 2 links. I might send them my video and then Experience Isogenics. I might send him Start Your Life video and Mary Evans, whatever your go-to videos are. And then I set up a call. That's exposing Carter now to what we're doing. Let me show you what I do every day. That's an exposure. So you'll see a video that I'll put up soon. Make those your priority numbers. Yes, you got to pour love. Yes. But you can do that when you're sitting in the car waiting for your kids to get out of school. You can do that in the morning real quick when you're getting your coffee, love on some people, prospecting. But those 2 numbers should be at the top of your tracker, and you should have your goals for the week. How many times I'm going to expose people today? So if I want to expose 3 people tomorrow or Thursday and Friday, I better be on the phone connecting with people and setting up those exposures, right? So it takes some thought, forward thought. So those are very important, and that will propel your business more than anything else. And then, of course, plugging them in the right way, duplicating. So, all right, let's get off here. We're done. What's that? Oh, yeah, Carter, you have a question. Sorry, buddy.
You know, I shared this on another team call, and to each his own. I honor the people. I'm just going to be authentic. I'm not Mr. Facebook all day. I value the people that are, because it's a skill that I want to get better at. However, I'm having huge success with, I walked into the gym the other day, and guys, think about this. We hear this, but how important is it? Are you wearing your gear? Are you bringing your backpack with you? My backpack was over my shoulder with my swimsuit, and some lady came and said, "Are you with them? I know about their protein. We need to talk." And it just opens doors. So what I'm getting at is, on cleanse days, I forget, there was a top leader a couple of years ago that suggested this, but I carry around a Cleanse for Life bottle that has water in it, and, sipping on it and just carrying it. And it always leads to conversation. So I'm having a lot of success, that belly to belly. And I wanted to echo what Dr. Josh was teaching us tonight about just being people's friends. I'm having, I have a group of people here at the gym that I see every day, and it's just, that interaction and creating connection, whether it's a high five, whether a great workout, but you never know where it's these seeds that we're planting. So I just wanted to leave you with that. Don't be afraid to be people's friends and see where it ends.
Love it. So true. So true. At the end of the day, we care about people, and I'd rather make a connection and a friend than try to get someone into business. So thank you, Carter. All right, guys, we were trying to keep it to 30 minutes. I went over a little bit. I apologize. I think there was some valuable content in here. Great questions. Make sure you tune into those calls, or you can watch the recording if you can't get on at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Invite your people on too. And that's it, guys. We'll see you next Monday night, 8:30. Have a great week.
Don't forget, you can get an Isogenic Celebration Live ticket, and Sunday is free when all the new products are launching, so make sure you're on it.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.